Yo, 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 it's your Barbie Can in the building, and if you're watching this, it's because you know the how to pee. I'm gonna jump right into it, man. Adversity introduces a man to himself or herself. That's the saying that kind of caught my mind before I turned this camera on. You know what I mean? As you grow, and as you get more mature, you start to understand that you have no control, especially for people who are platonic individuals. You know, you're looking at a full-blooded Plutonian. I am, yeah, in the flesh, right? Here to have a good time, right? So understanding that as you get more mature, that you can't control anything but yourself, your own reactions, your own actions, right? A big part of being a platonic individual or even if you're going through a Pluto transit, right? It could be a different, it could be natal placements, heavy natal placements in Pluto, where Pluto's hitting one of your planets within your natal chart, whatever it may be, or you could just be going through a Pluto transit. If you don't accept the fact that control or the battling of having control is going to be a major lesson in your life. If you don't understand yourself, you're going to have a tough time in this lifetime. You're going to have a real tough time. You got to understand that a lot of times you're going to be put in situations to where your back is not necessarily against the wall, but it's kind of against the wall. You join a lot of different environments. You are very triggering to your environment, so you may be unfairly attacked. You may be unfairly and unjustly lied on, treated wrong, whatever it may have you, right? This is not to say that we're just angels and things of that nature. You're an angel, this, that, and everybody's just here to attack you. But at the end of the day, this is the truth. Plutonic individuals are very triggering to their environments, right? And you have to understand that a lot of times things that people do to you, or whatever they may be thinking about you, or whatever you may be picking up in a psychic manner, is not necessarily your fault, right? It's just not. That's why I say having understanding is a major key of yourself. You got to have a major understanding of yourself, and you have to be willing to put in that work for yourself. Things I would say to help you out to build that calloused skin when dealing with adversity is you have to get in the gym. You have to get some type of physical activity going, right? You have to get in the gym. You have to get that blood flowing. You gotta get the sweat going. You gotta get in that doggone gym, bro. I don't care even if you're not in the gym, you better be getting some type of workout in so you can excrete a lot of that angry energy, a lot of that rage that Plutonians have seething on them. Now, you a Pluto in the first house, it might be a little bit more prevalent, right? If you're a Pluto in the 12th house, it's a little bit more subtle. This is more of an inward change, right? Well, all placements are inward changes, but Pluto in the 12th house is just a Piscean house. So this deals with the subconscious, deals with things that are kind of, you try to suppress and are locked away, right? Your dreams, things of that nature, right? So again, if you're Pluto in the first house, it's going to be a little bit more evident, and people may pick at you because they see something about you that's very powerful, and they want to extract that out. They don't even realize what they're doing a lot of times, but it's all in divine order. These people are helping you. Even though you might want to knock them straight out, these people are helping you, right? Pluto in the 12th house, these people, this is going to be more of an inwards transformation again. This is something that's going to help you to become more of a spiritually oriented person. And you're going to have to, because you are picking up on the thoughts of the collective. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, no matter what Plutonic placement that you have, right? No matter where Pluto sits in your chart, or if you don't even have Pluto, you're going through a Pluto transit, and you feel like, or you just feel like things are falling down around you, and you feel like you're always in a situation where you almost feel like you're fighting for your life. You know what I'm saying? Understand this. You got to get in the gym. You got to have a meditation routine. You got to be focused on eating healthy food so you can have a right state of mind when dealing with situations. The only way you're going to get out of this situation, is by being proactive and taking initiative for yourself. Because sometimes you're going to be alone. Sometimes you're just going to be alone. For my Plutonic individuals, sometimes you just have to be alone, yo. You have to be alone. Sometimes you have to break away from environments that are messing with you, that are not sometimes, all the times. You have to break away from all environments that are toxic to your well-being. You pick up a lot more than you give off. So you may be thinking you're feeling feelings that you're feeling genuinely, but there's somebody else's feelings. And they might not even be consciously aware of it. It's just bleeding out of their subconscious. And you're picking up on that. You have very strong antennas for my Pluto 12th house people. You have very strong antennas and you pick up things about different friend groups. And you may take on those energies unknowingly. A lot of times that's what you're doing. I'm going to be honest with you. Pluto in the first house. It's almost like you can hear people's thoughts about you when they're talking bad about you. When people just don't like you. You can feel negativity. You can walk into a room and tell there's been an argument. You can feel the energy. Pluto is also a psychic, has a psychic energy attached to it, right? But also, again, what does Pluto deal with? Obsession, fears, things of that nature. Pluto sits in the 8th house of Scorpio, right? So, understanding that, the main thing is understanding that let me see how I can word this. Putting it in simple terms, you do not have control over anything in your life except for your reactions and your actions. You have no control over anything except for your actions and your reactions. A lot of the times I find myself being stressed over certain things certain people will do. And I'm thinking to myself, like, why in the world would they do that? Like, I don't believe that I'd even try to instigate anything like that, instigate them to do anything or provoke them to do anything. At the end of the day, a lot of times, again, you're a Plutonic individual. You're going to attract experiences to where people, because you're so triggering to your environment, that you just, even if you are integrated within yourself, with heavy Pluto placements or whatever Pluto transit, and you're just accepting what needs to fall away, and you're doing what you need to do, people can sense this, and it's intimidating, and not all the time just necessarily intimidating, but it scares people. And it may make people uncomfortable. And a lot of times they don't even realize what they're doing. Sometimes you'll be in an environment, it won't even be necessarily the people. It'll be the environment that's pushing at you. The energy within that environment that's pushing at you to grow. That's the thing. Right? Yeah, I'm streaming, yo. I'm streaming. Don't be afraid to be alone. And you have to know who you are. If you don't know who you are in this game called life, heavy emphasis on game. If you do not know who you are, or you're not taking the steps to know who you are, by, like I said, getting in the gym, getting a meditation routine, focusing on your life, hanging out with people who nourish you, being in environments that nourish you. And if you're not in a nourishing environment, say for example you're at work and you just can't help but be around certain type of people and environments, if you're not doing those things to help yourself out in those negative environments and doing the things that I just said, you got to ask yourself, what am I doing? You got to sit back and you got to reassess your life, reassess your priorities, reassess what the things that you're doing that are helping you, that are conducive to a better life, or that are making you fall down. I talk about the cave in one of my videos on my channel, right? I talk about this cave. The cave, when it calls on you, you have to go. You could choose to run, but eventually the cave will bring you to your knees if you don't go. Go to that cave and deal with whatever darkness comes with it, whatever voices are within that cave saying whatever it's saying to you, the darkness, the pain, all of it. You got to deal with it, because this is another sober truth. And sometimes painful, but it's a sober truth. No one's coming to save you. No one. Again, you were talking to a Plutonian in the flesh. I go to the cave literally all day, every day. It's constant shadow work for me. It's exhausting sometimes. But you got to face yourself. And now with me saying that doesn't mean that your whole life is just going to be just hell all the time. And you're just going to be just kind of going through things all the time. But you are going to be tested. Whether you have a Plutonic placements or not. You're going to be tested in this life. But life is a little bit different if you're Plutonic. Life is a little bit different. You feel things in a more intense way. And you have to accept that, right? Let's see. If you want better, you got to do better, right? What's the problem with, what's the issue with all of these dark thoughts that you may be having, right? Because a lot of Plutonians watching this, right? Or a lot of Plutonians, I'm pretty sure you watch multiple videos, YouTube videos, and trying to figure out, how do I work with this energy? How do I deal with this energy? I'm gonna tell you, the only way you deal with this energy is by accepting these darker aspects of yourself. You have to accept that shadow part of yourself. The part of you that wants to hurt people at times. The part of you that wants to do heinous, dark things. The taboos, the fetish, whatever it is that you have inside of your that's coming up, and you're like, whoa, I could never see myself doing that. Why did I do that? That's not like me. That's part of your shadow. And you have to accept that. You have to integrate that. How do you integrate it? Accept it for what it is. Accept that for what it is, and release it. Accept it for what it is and release it. When that thing comes up, because society as a whole, I want to say something about this too. Society as a whole is Pluto. Pluto is running through society as a whole. And we're going through a transformation right now. Things will be rooted up. Oh yeah. Things will be rooted up in ugly ways, because remember, when Pluto comes through and Pluto pulls up things, it's not always a happy process. Majority of the time it's not. Pluto just pulls stuff up. Pluto, you got to understand what Pluto does. Pluto cuts away things that no longer work. So this is from a societal level, from a global level, from a universal level, and from a you level. So you got to understand that when Pluto is coming through and it's uprooting things in your life, you have to accept those things and see them for what it is. If Pluto is showing you that you have these dark things about yourself that everyone has, again, Pluto is running through the globe, right? It's running through society. It's a deep undercurrent. My Plutonians can understand what I'm talking about. They can feel the collective unconscious. Every time you feel these things and Pluto's pulling these things up, you have to accept them about yourself. Don't be afraid to be alone sometimes. There may be longer periods where you're alone. And my heart goes out to those people who, because again, Pluto is it can be a very, very painful life for Plutonians. You know? Because this is you're facing yourself in the most rawest and most intense ways. And some people, my heart goes out to the people that are no longer on this planet, because they just like, you know what? I'm done. They decided before they came here that they were going to take on this, and maybe it was just a little bit too much. They feel like it was a little bit too much when they came to the planet. They realized this, this planet, it's tough being on this in this 3D reality. It's tough. There's a lot of lower energetic behavior going on. It is. It's the truth. The planet needs healing. That's the truth. So my heart goes out to those people that chose to give up and say, I'm done with this. You know what I mean? And it's okay for a lot of Plutonians, for you watching this video and you feel like, you know what, I'm done. I'm done too. I'm done too, okay? I'm getting to that brink where I'm thinking about, man, what is my worth? What is my worth here? I'm gonna let you know that you are very worthy. I'm looking you in this camera and telling you you're worthy and I love you. If you don't have nobody else telling you that I love you, that they love you, I'm telling you I love you. Even if you don't have Plutonic placements. This life is tough. This life is hard. And many of us go through battles that we don't even talk to people about. Many of us go through things that we would never, people would never know. I go through battles. You go through battles. Check on your people. Check on your friends. Check on the happy ones that's always trying to be motivational, this, that, and the third. I'm all about motivation. I'm all about inspiration, but I like to have real talk. I like to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Pluto will pull up things in you that you may not be ready to face. But if you are a Plutonian, if you are a human on this planet, you can do it. But I'm especially talking to my Plutonians, my people with these heavy Pluto placements that you're struggling with them. Why is all this happening? Why is all this death and destruction always happening in my life? I'm always running into fiasco after fiasco, crisis after crisis. Part of that maybe you just need to find an outlet to where you can channel that intensity to. You may not have enough intensity in your life, so and you're bored, so you unconsciously are creating you're creating these tired moments in your life, these I'm on my tarot talk now, but you may be creating these tired moments in your life. You may be creating these death and destructive scenarios in your life just so you can have intensity unconsciously, right? But if you're not doing that, you're not doing that, and you're facing yourself, and you are trying to just, at the very least, trying to be a better person, and you feel like you're getting cut down all the time, I want to let you know to keep going. Face yourself at an even deeper level. Get spiritual. Everyone, get spiritual. You ain't got to be going to church every Sunday. You ain't got to be nothing. Whatever your religion is, whatever spiritual rituals you have, get even deeper into them to find yourself, to truly be in tune with yourself. If you don't have some type of spiritual practice, you will be swayed each and every way by people's emotions, different attitudes, things of that nature. Why? Because you have no backing. You have no foundation to sit on. It's cracked. It's no foundation. So it ain't even cracked. You're just falling. You have to have a foundation. Adversity introduces a man to himself. That adversity may come from people, environments, but it also, guess what? This is the most powerful one. Adversity, a lot of times, is coming from you. The second that you say, I'm doing better for my life and I don't care what's going on around me, that's when life changes for you. You ain't going to be living in a palace tomorrow, but you will be internally. Externally may not show that, but soon to come. Adversity introduces a man to himself or a woman to herself. Don't be afraid to ask for help if you do truly need it. Get a couple. It could be just one or two people. Or get you a panel of people. Maybe your panel is just one person that believes in you, that loves you genuinely, unconditionally, that'll tell you the truth, and not tell you what you always want to hear. That's the biggest thing. If you want to grow in this life, you cannot be afraid of telling yourself the truth. Sober truth is better than drunk lies at any moment, no matter what. Sober truth is always better than drunken lies. That fantasy world is not going to work, especially for my Plutonians. Pluto is uprooting things, and you have to accept those. But as you accept them, you become more and more and more in tune and centered in yourself. And you will realize the power is not in controlling others or situations and environments. The power is in controlling yourself. It's in transforming that power, using that death and rebirth from Pluto to transform yourself, to create the things that you want in your life and to create other things for other people, because you are here to be a leader. You are here to be a pusher for the truth. Wealth will come to you. Whatever you want to come to you, whether it's monetary gain, whether it's spiritual gain, things of that nature. If you choose to face yourself, life will conspire to help you. My Plutonians, my non-Plutonians, make the choice, especially for my Plutonians. I'm a little biased for Plutonians because, again, I myself am one, and I can understand your pain, right? Face yourself. Make the decision to face yourself every single day. Every single day ain't going to be cool. Every single day is not going to be hunky-dory. me. That's not how I go. Sometimes you just want to sit just quiet. I can't tell you how many times I can sit in the dark. Quiet. This life will conspire to help you, but you got to conspire to help yourself. If you don't remember nothing else I said from this video, the sober truth is always, 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 always going to be better than a drunk lie. The sober truth is always better than a drunk lie. Don't drink, don't tell no drunken lies to yourself. You know you need to get in the gym, get in the gym. If you know you need to stop dealing with toxic people and environments and your own toxic behaviors, because we like to blame a lot of people a lot of times, but it really be you. If you don't tell yourself those sober truths, you will go to that drunk lie. It's their fault. They're doing this to me. They're doing this to me. What are you doing? You owe it to yourself to be real with yourself so you can grow. The first step is admitting you have a problem. Admit that you stuck here. Bro, sis, admit that you stuck here. All right, cool. It's for my people, Plutonians and non-Plutonians. I don't care which placement you admit as a person. This is where I'm at, and I know I can do better for myself. And you need to put forth effort. If you can't do nothing but 20% a day, if 20% is truly your 100%, then that's what you did for that day. Sometimes it's tough. One of the great philosophers, one of the great Stoic philosophers, they said something along the lines of having the strength, just having the strength, or having the strength to live that day is a prize in itself. If that strength in itself. Sometimes you are so down, you don't want to do nothing. I get it. Fight on. But sober truth. Be honest with yourself at all times. No drunk lies. If you're telling yourself drunk lies, pull yourself back. Drink some spiritual Gatorade and get that hangover out of there so you can live. So you can tell yourself the truth. My relationships are terrible because I got trauma that I have not dealt with, and I keep on unconsciously attracting toxic people and environments. I don't believe I can be wealthy because I had a rough childhood. I had a very rough childhood. Maybe I had an afflicted Pluto second house. And I feel like I gotta make all this money. I feel like I gotta do all these things. And I'm living in the lower octave of Pluto in the second house instead of using Pluto to transform my mind to have wealth. Maybe I'm doing it in the lower octave and Pluto in the second house, and I'm choosing to blame other people, and I'm choosing to maybe choose negative routes to get money and use people and hurt people. Sober truth. Drunk lie is saying, oh, boom, oh, well, it's not my fault. I had a rough childhood. No, that is not an excuse anymore. You grown. Sober truths over drunk lies. If you've been telling yourself drunk lies, just stop. It's painful. Even as I'm talking, I have to face things about myself. I am in the flesh looking at y'all, having a plutonic transformation as we speak. I have to face things about myself that are tough. And guess what? There is no one around to help me. No one. I am alone. Sure, there are some people that'll help me, or that'll give me calm guidance and things of that nature, or just give me a pat on the back. Hey, it's going to be okay. I'm alone. But my soul knows what I need, and I'm okay with that. It's painful. It's painful. But I'm letting you know I'm here for you. I'm riding for you. If ain't nobody ever told you again that they riding for you, that they love you and they care about you, I'm telling you I love you and I care about you. I'll just be making these videos just for fun. Just, oh, okay, I'm just going to get on the camera and just say whatever. No. This is somebody, you looking at somebody that goes through this stuff on a daily, bro. Sis? On a daily. I have to constantly check myself, constantly go to the cave. Constantly. It's exhausting sometimes. But I also understand that a lot of these problems I bring on myself by me not having belief in myself in certain areas. It gets to a point where you got to decide, what is it going to be? Maybe you need to get in the gym. Maybe you need to believe that wealth is definitely yours. You can be wealthy. You can be the generational curse breaker in your family. Oh yeah, you can. And you will be if you tell yourself sober truths. My money mindset is terrible. My idea towards relationships are terrible. Was it my fault? No. I look in the mirror and I don't like the way I look. Change it. I'm tired of the environments I find myself in. I'm tired of friendships I find myself in where I'm always feeling like I got leeches around me. Change it. There will be friction. But you will not be leaving out this life with no scratches and bruises. You want to leave out of this life with scratches and bruises on your physical body. And your spiritual body. But when we go back to wherever we're going, those bruises are only an indicator, are only evidence that you chose to be something better than who you were before. Sober truths over drunk lies. Adversity introduces a man or a woman to him or herself. I love you. Keep going. Do not let this life change you into a person that you're not. If you're a loving person, don't be letting people and environments make you a negative person. Be who you are. I love you. Keep going. You got this. Let's go. Yeah.